Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We were doing Fahm al-Quran. Today we're gonna do in this class Surah Luqman. We'll continue with Surah Luqman. We are doing Fahm al-Quran. English, we are doing each and every ayah. Let's begin. Surah Luqman. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This also starts with Huruf Muqatta'at, Alif Lam Mim. These are the verses of a book that is wise. These are the verses of the wise book. This book that is full of wisdom, as a guidance and mercy for the muhsinun, for the doer of good. But who are muhsinun? To those who do ihsan, those who establish prayer and give zakat, and they of the hereafter certain in the faith. So these are the qualities of muhsinin, those who establish prayer and give zakat, and who have firm faith. And otherwise we learn about muhsinun that they are also good to their relatives, the needy, they perform good deeds, they refrain from sins, who worship Allah beautifully, knowing that Allah is watching them. Those who are on right guidance from their Lord, and it is those who are successful. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَشْتَرِي لَهْوَ الْحَدِيثِ, and of the people is who buys the amusement of speech to mislead others from the way of Allah without any knowledge, and who takes in ridicule those who have humiliating punishment. So who is this who have humiliating punishment? For what? For the one who purchased lahul hadith. And what is lahul hadith? Ghina, singing, music, such stories or soap operas or dramas, serials that consume a person so much that he is worrying about those characters, even in his prayer. That consumes a person so much that he is wondering that should I go to, their Taraweeh, or should I watch the show tonight, distracting him from the good work. This is Lahwul Hadith. Prophet ﷺ said, from among my followers, there will be some people who will consider illegal sexual intercourse, the wearing of silk, the drinking of alcohol, and the use of musical instrument as lawful. Means here what we learn, they will consider this to be lawful. Prophet ﷺ said so clearly, these things are not lawful. They are unlawful, who have no doubt about it. No matter how common it has become, even if you find the music being played with the azan, right? Azan is going on and people still play music and they listen it. Still, that is not right, isn't it? Some people they think it's okay, but that's not okay. You don't have any excuse. And notice that what is mentioned over here, yashtari, he purchases lahwal hadith, meaning they buy it, they spend money on it, whether it's on a big screen, you call it TV, or other gadgets, purchases, downloads, or movie rentals, or whatever it may be. There are so many things, lahwal hadith. The question is, why are these things disliked? Because they make a person ghafil, heedless. They make a person heedless. Just think, Quran in such that if you listen to it, if you receive it, it will naturally come on your tongue. You cannot but help but read the parts of the Quran which really touches your soul, which shake you, which move your heart. You cannot help but recite them. They will come, those words will come on your tongue. And this is something natural. You keep on reciting Quran, you will notice that. In order to remove all the lahwal hadith, whether the characters of the movie or character of the drama or anything, just say Auzu Billah and start memorizing the Quran, start memorizing the, duas. Like, we are promoting this wrong things. Lahwal hadith, whether in the form of like, TV shows or music or whatever it may be, we have to overcome this. And we spend hours and hours. That's not right. Simply we are wasting our time. And if we are consumed by this, when you start listening to Quran, you are not going to spend the quality time to the Quran. You're going to do very soon, and you'll spend the quality time over the things which is lahwul hadith. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, two boys, as-sawat, as-sawatani malunani fi dunya wal akhirah. They are cursed in the dunya and akhirah. One is music and singing at the time of blessing. Mizmarun in the niyamate. Mizmarun, playing music at the time of nema, that Allah has blessed a person with huge blessing. Whether it's the engagement, wedding, or baby shower, whether whatever it may be, they are enjoying. What is being played at that time? Mizmarun, music. The sound is cursed by Allah. So then how do we expect peace and happiness in our marriages? That on that day when the sacred beautiful bond is being made, Allah is cursing, is being invoked also. And sorry to say, and this is going on in our culture, and it hurts a lot, believe me. And this thing you can't even stop until unless the least iman you could do is just feeling bad in your heart and moving away from that place. Unfortunately, even though people they learn so much Quran, they practice it, when the time of implementing it, unfortunately, whether what age they are, doesn't matter. I feel so bad. Aunties are doing this thing. I'm so hurt about it. And that sound is cursed. The wailing and screaming at that time. Musibaten. And notice how it is mentioned over here. Liyudilla an sabilillah. Lahul hadith, what does it do? It mislead a person. It involves him so much that a person has no interest in ilm, in deen. So he does not worry about his deen or akhirah. He just concerned about what? Just lahul hadith. And people start dancing and occupying after learning Quran. I'm not concerned about people, those who don't know. They are innocent, they are ignorant people. What about the learned people? Unfortunately, our senior citizens are doing that. What to say? I don't know. I don't have words. I'm so much grieved and so much hurt about this thing. And when I'm reading this ayah, I don't have words to say. وَيَتَّخِذَهَا huzwa. He takes the ayah of Allah is ridicule. He make fun of the ayah of Allah, even meaning he begins to feel so light-hearted. You know, like when you watch an hour of comedy, then what will happen? You will want to laugh at everything. What happens when you hear one joke after the other? You're laughing, you want to laugh, more laugh, and you laugh. And what happens finally? What happens when you are consumed by that thing? It's on your head. That is lahwul hadith. We start enjoying things which is haram, which is inappropriate, which we are not supposed to do. يَتَّخِذُهَا حُزْوًا. And then even when it's come to Quran, then a person begins to ridicule that. He loses respect for the Quran because this kind of overindulgence in the entertainment, what does it do? It takes seriousness away from a person. He does not remain a serious individual. And by serious, I don't mean strict and boring. No, I don't mean that. Here, the thing is, seriousness about Quran and Sunnah. When we talk about Quran and Sunnah, many people they ridicule those things. I don't know, they are innocently doing, ignorantly doing, deliberately doing. Allah knows their intention. May Allah save us from such kind of thing. This ayah number 6 has so much detail. I don't have time to spend here, but inshallah in Talimul Quran, you can listen my lecture, Surah Luqman, I did on YouTube. You can listen in detail both in English and Urdu. But here, the main point is whether at the time of marriage or any celebration, don't play songs, don't play music, don't start singing, please. Allah will curse that moment of time. And we want blessing, we don't want curse. And some people, they say, oh, what's wrong with it? We are happy, so we are enjoying it. There is no nah mahram here, only ladies are doing. So what? Is it allowed? Singing and dancing is allowed? That to the words which is haram, which is inappropriate. Astaghfirullah. Allah guide us all. وَإِذَا تُتْلَى عَلَيْهِ آيَاتُنَا, and whenever verses are recited to him, he turns away arrogantly if he had not heard them. If there was in his ear deafness, so give him tidings of a painful punishment. So Allah is so angry and upset. Allah is saying, give him good news of painful punishment. And ayah number 8, indeed, those who believe and do righteous deeds, for them are gardens of pleasure, Jannatun Na'im. So, pleasure in what? In looking, in seeing, in hearing, eating, drinking, everything pleasure. But you have to believe and do righteous deeds. Then only Jannatun Na'im, wherein they abide eternally. And this is the promise of Allah, which is truth, and He is exalted in might and wise. Now, Allah is giving the good news. If you do righteous deeds, this is the thing, this is the end result in ayah number 8 and 9. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in ayah number 10, He created the heavens without pillars. Don't you see the heaven without pillars? That you see, and has cast into the earth firmly set mountains, lest it should shift with you and disperse therein from every creature. And we sent down rain from the sky and made grow there plants of every noble kind. So, rain is being mentioned again and again. So, sometimes, we should see and watch the creation of Allah. When you watch the heavens without pillars, and mountains, how they are firmly rooted there. Be thankful to Allah. Alhamdulillah. And we sent down rain from the sky and made grow their plants of every noble kind, isn't it? Especially, when you go to the place like a forest or, more plants are there, how Allah is making it grow. Nobody is taking care of that, isn't it? But it grows, it gets fruits, and how animals are there. Subhanallah. Ayah number 11, this is creation of Allah. So show me that those other than him have created, rather the wrongdoers are in clear error. وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا لُقْمَانَ حِكْمَةَ أَنِ اشْكُرْ لِي. In ayah number 12, it starts about how Hakim Luqman is, telling his own son what to do. And we had certainly given Luqman wisdom and be grateful to Allah. What is hikmah? Hikmah is wisdom. A person is able to make the right decision at right time. So hikmah, many people have ilm, okay? They have information stored in their brains, but when it comes to applying it, that information, they don't have hikmah. Why? Because wisdom is not there. Wisdom is the ability to transfer ilm into amal. That is wisdom. And the prophets of Allah were not just given ilm, they were given hukum, hikmah, wisdom, righteous servants of Allah, fortunate servants of Allah. Even they are given the hikmah. Because Luqman was not a prophet, but Allah gave him hikmah. He gave him wisdom. So we should ask Allah for hikmah. And we ask Allah for ilm. We should also ask Allah for hikmah. And the essence of hikmah, essence of wisdom is what? Gratitude to Allah. Because wisdom is what? Really understanding who you are, who Allah is. When a person develops this sense that I am the servant and Allah is the Lord, then what is the one way he should live in this life? The way of gratitude. Anishkorli, be grateful to Allah in every situation, whether good or bad. وَمَنْ يَشْكُرْ فَإِنَّمَا يَشْكُرُ لِنَفْسِهِ. And whoever is grateful for the benefit of himself. And whoever denies his favors, then indeed Allah is free of need and praiseworthy. Meaning, if no one is grateful to him, still Allah is deserving of praise. He does not benefit from our gratitude, isn't it? Who benefits? We benefit. This is why after every salah we should pray Allahumma aini ala zikrika wa shukrika wa husnu ibadatik. Oh Allah, allow me, give me the ability to really remember you and be grateful to you and worship you beautifully. Allahumma aini ala zikrika wa shukrika wa husnul ibadatik. So ask for hikmah, make dua. Some people, they have knowledge, but they don't have hikmah. So wherever they want, they think they should tell. I have noticed many people, like one lecture is going on, they keep on interrupting and telling the things. That's not right. That's not appropriate. That moment of time, you have to listen to them. That's not the hikmah. And you have to look for the right time and right place. Already something is going on, and it is their right. You have to listen to them and look for the right time. Don't start saying things every time, everywhere. No, you have to select the time where you can say and how many words which is appropriate. Hikmah is must. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And mention when Luqman said to his son while he was instructing him, "O my son, do not associate anything with Allah." The first lesson we need to learn. Also teach children to refrain from shirk. Yes, refrain from shirk. Inna shirka la zulmun azim. Indeed, shirk is the great injustice. Why? Because zulm is not to give someone what they deserve, and shirk is not to give Allah what He deserves. The worship that He is deserving of, giving it to somebody else. So don't ever do shirk at any cost. And this is something that we really need to remember. Also teach our children. Keep away from shirk. And for that, we have to know what shirk is. Prophet ﷺ instructed with 9 things. Out of those things was do not associate anything with Allah, even if you are cut into pieces or you're burned. Meaning suffer what loss you have to, but don't ever dare allow yourself to associate partner with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ever. And in another hadith we learn anyone who dies worshipping others along with Allah will definitely enter the hellfire. So the consequences are serious in the hereafter. This is why at all cost avoid shirk billahi. Don't give yourself excuses. Oh, because of that Babaji, I have to go to that shrine, and because of certain person. Never ever do that. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just do direct communication. Some people, they have reasons. They say, no, I'm not that much righteous. So I ask so and so person. They are dead. They can't help themselves. How can they help you? And some people they ask Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, but Allah said, ask me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, after me, I will allow Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to intercede on Akhirah with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can't ask. Still, some people they say, Ya Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is not in this world anymore. Ya is harfenida, who is alive. And who is alive? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hayyul Khayyum, ever living, and nobody else. You can send durood to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, but you can't say. And we have enjoyed upon care of his parents. His mother carried him, increasing her in weakness upon weakness, and his weaning is in 2 years. So here what we learn in ayah number 14 about parents, especially about mother. More weakness. A mother thinks during pregnancy, after birth, things again changes, things more tough. Then what happens? Giving birth, then nursing a child, weaning for 2 years. When they stop nursing, that also a difficult task. وَفِصَالُهُ فِي عَامَيْنِ. So, أَنِشْكُرْ لِي وَلِوَالِدَيْكَ إِلَى الْمَصِيرِ. Be grateful to me and to your parents. To me is the final destination. To whom? Prophet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the final. Who is ordering us that we should be grateful to our parents? Allah. Wasaina. So we are celebrating this day, that day. Every day is Father's Day or Mother's Day. We have to be grateful after Allah and Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Be grateful to our parents. But for the married women, things are different. They have to take care of first. After Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, third thing is husband. Then come parents, children, and then after that. So here we have to understand that Anishkorli will validikal masir. And the fact is that a person who is not grateful for a little, then he's not grateful for a lot either. So don't do shirk. And to Allah we have to go back. In ayah number 15, but if they endeavor to make you associate with me, who? Parents, they are forcing you to do the shirk. That of which you have no knowledge, do not obey them. To whom? To parents. But accompany them in this world. Whatever the worldly things, you have to help them, your parents, with appropriate kindness, and follow the way of those who turn back to me in repentance. Then to me will be your return, and I will inform you about what you used to do. So here in Akhirah, all your deeds will come to end. So what we see in this ayah, that even though we have to be good to our parents, but if the parents tell us to do something wrong, we are not to obey them, especially when they ask to do disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to do shirk or to do disobedience to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We are not going to do that. Saad bin Abi Waqqas radiallahu anhu, this ayah was revealed about him. Why? Because his mother swore that she would neither eat or drink, who? Saad bin Waqqas' mother, until he would leave Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So Allah revealed that no, you're not going to listen to your mother at this time. However, in worldly matters, keep doing good. All the taking care of him, whether food or shelter, everything. وَسَابِهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفًا, meaning if they are bad to you, you don't do bad in return. Just don't listen to them when they tell you to do something wrong in the deed. Other than that, you have to respect them and you have to take care of them no matter what. So sometimes what happens, we belittle our parents and we say, oh, they don't know anything about Quran and Sunnah. They say, don't do that. What we learn from here, like, if they are doing shirk, tell them nicely. In worldly things, you have to take care of them and make them understand, make dua for them. Allah will make things easy for them. And remember the sister of Aisha radiallahu anha, when her mother was coming from Makkah and she wanted some financial help from her daughter Asma radiallahu anha. When she wanted financially help from her, she was concerned. She came to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and asked, "My mother is coming. What should I do? Should I help her?" Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Sila ummiki." Be good to your mother. Maintain ties with her. Means yes, even though they are doing shirk, but in worldly thing, you have to take care of them. You can't, abandon them saying, oh, they are doing shirk, they are so and so, so I'm not taking care of them. You have to take care of them, make dua, be good to them, but don't listen in the matter of religion. Ayah number 16, and Luqman said, O my son, indeed, if wrong should be the weight of a mustard seed and should be within a rock or anywhere in the heaven or in the earth, Allah will bring it forth. So the size of a mustard seed being hidden in the middle of the rock. Just imagine how the example has been given here, or somewhere up in the sky in the Allah knows its exact location. And a huge plane could be lost somewhere in the world, and the people of the world could not find it. But Allah knows. Here, Qardal, mustard seed, it seems small, but what it is telling us that there is nothing hidden from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What if it is a tiny amount of pride in the heart of a person? Allah knows that. So, ayah, what it teaches us, even pride equal to mustard seed, it's not hidden from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Indeed, Allah is subtle and acquainted. In ayah number 17, O my son, establish prayer, enjoin what is right, forbidden what is wrong, and annaha anil munkar. And here, be patient what befalls you. Indeed, all that is matter requiring determination. This is very important because forbid what is wrong, do what is right, order what is right. Because what happens? We tell children this is right, this is wrong. When they go outside in the world, they see people are doing something else. Then what happens? They begin to doubt the parents. Who's right, who's wrong? So give somebody the confidence that what you're doing is right. You need to give them this confidence. When you uh, do something, so you have to be role model. You're just saying, but you are not doing yourself. Does it affect your children? No. Here, oh my son, first establish prayer. And when you say establish prayer, you have to be role model. You have to pray. Enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong. This is a serious matter. Enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong. People don't want to listen. They say, who you are? Why should I listen to you? If you stop from the wrong, they don't want to recognize you. They will be very mean to you. But that is the part of the religion. You have to do it, but with the hikmah, with the wisdom, you have to do it. And be patient over what befalls you, because these are the matter which is difficult. Whether you are praying, whether you are stopping from the munkar, whether you are giving the good thing, or this is the good thing, you have to do. Indeed, all these of the matters requiring determination. Not only you have to be patient on this, it needs determination. So ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be firm and determined. And do not turn your cheek in contempt towards people. وَلَا تُسَعِّرْ خَدَّكَ لِلنَّاسِ. Do not turn your cheek in contempt towards people, and do not walk through the earth exultantly. Indeed, Allah does not like everyone self-deluded and boastful. So, what is turning your cheek? Like, I'm not your friend. Do you understand? This is turning your cheek. What a person doesn't look at another in eye, but typical in girls, especially turn face away. I'm not your friend, or completely ignoring it as if other person was not even seen, was not even noticed. It's not just young girl. Everybody does it. Even the whether they are in 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, still they do it. But here, wala tusayyir qaddaka linnas, when you turn the cheek, what happens? Everybody knows, you don't want to listen. And it's also being boastful. Prophet ﷺ said, Allah has revealed to me that you must be humble. So no one oppresses another and boast over another. We should not boast over each other, show off, or I'm this, and don't be. Don't be boastful. Allah don't like that. Ayah number 19, and be moderate in your pace and lower your voice. Indeed, the most disagreeable of sound is the voice of donkey. meaning don't talk in full volume all the time. Why? Because example is enough for us. Donkey. A donkey, we don't want to compare oneself with donkey, isn't it? And when donkey brays, that's displeasing to your ears, isn't it? So when you yell, when you shout, it will be that much displeasing to others. And in ayah number 20, do you not see that Allah has made subject to you whatever in heavens and earth, and imply bestowed upon you his favors, both apparent and unapparent? But the people is he who dispute about Allah without knowledge or guidance or enlightening book from him. In ayah number 21, when it is said to them, follow what Allah has revealed, they say, rather, we will follow that upon which we found our forefathers. And even if Shaitan was inviting them to the punishment of the blaze. So this is very common, isn't it? Still the people say, oh, we are following our forefathers. When I ask them, oh, what about their, even the fashion and the food they used to cook, the way, no, we are not following that. Then why the deen when you know this is incorrect? Why don't you rectify that? That will be everlasting, isn't it? This is the thing we're going to take in the akhirah. Allah guide them. Ayah number 22, وَمَنْ يُسْلِمْ وَجْهَهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَهُوَ الْمُحْسِنُ فَقَدِ اسْتَمْسَكَ بِالْعُرْوَةِ الْوُثْقَى وَإِلَى اللَّهِ عَاقِبَةُ الْأُمُورِ. Whoever submit his face to Allah while he is a doer of good, then he has grasped the most trustworthy handhold, and to Allah be the outcome of all matters. So, to Allah, I'm submitting myself to you. I'm going to willingly obey you. Meaning, He does good. Also, He doesn't just say that, oh Allah, I surrender, I love you, I'm your servant. He also does good. Meaning, Allah will strengthen him, Allah will give him the ability to remain firm and strong. And number 23, and whoever has disbelief, let not his disbelief grieve you. To us their return, and we will inform them of what they did. Indeed, Allah is knowing of what within their chest. So Allah knows what we have in our heart. We grant them enjoyment for little, then we will force them to massive punishment. And in ayah number 25, and if you ask them who created heaven and earth, they would surely say Allah. Qul alhamdulillah, say all praises due to Allah, but most of them do not know. To Allah belongs whatever in heaven and earth. Indeed, Allah is free of need and praiseworthy. And ayah number 27, and if whatever trees upon the earth were pens, and the sea were ink, replenished thereafter by 7 or more seas, the word of Allah would not be exhausted. Indeed, Allah is exalted, might and wise. So kalimat of Allah would never end. Meaning, if a person start writing the words of Allah, the words that Allah has said, the orders that Allah has given, the matter that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decided, the creation that Allah has created, mean if a person were to start writing the kalimat, could be also the words of praising of Allah is deserving, or you could convert the entire trees, wood that exists on this earth into pens, and the entire water into the ink, and then double the water, but still ma nafidat kalimatullah. What does this show? The power, the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know that dua, a'udhu bi kalimatillahi tammati min sharri ma khalaq. So here we see a'udhu bi kalimatillahi tammati is most complete and perfect words of Allah. The words of Allah, it's not an ordinary dua. This is why Prophet ﷺ said, when a person lands in a place, he arrives at a place, like for example, you go somewhere, you make dua, you go camping, after that you make dua. So wherever you go, make dua. Dua is so powerful. The words are mentioned. That is praising of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, number 28, your creation and your resurrection will not be but as that of a single soul. Means indeed Allah is hearing and seeing. Do you not see that Allah causes the night to enter the day and causes the day to enter the night as subjected the sun and the moon, each running in its course for a specified term, and that Allah with whatever you do is acquainted. And number 30, that is because Allah is the truth and that they call upon other than Him is falsehood, and because Allah is most high, the grand. Do you not see that ships sail through the sea by favor of Allah, that He may show you of His signs? Indeed, in that are signs for everyone patient and grateful. Ayah number 32. And when waves come over them like canopies, they supplicate to Allah. They supplicate Allah sincerely to Him in religion. But when He delivers them to land, there are some of them who are moderate in faith. And none rejects our sign except everyone treacherous and ungrateful. In ayah number 33, O people, Ya ayyuhan nasu ittaqu rabbakum. Fear your Lord. Wakshaw Yawman, and fear his day when no father will avail his son, nor will a son will avail his father at all. Indeed, the promise of Allah is truth. So let not the worldly life delude you, and be not deceived about Allah by the deceiver. Who is the deceiver? Shaitan. This is reality of the life. That this world is green, luscious, beautiful, but in reality it is deceptive. Allah تَغُرَّنَّكُمُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. It is deceptive. Prophet ﷺ said, indeed, this world is green, luscious, sweet. Whoever acquires it through haq, meaning through that which is right, then he will be granted blessing in it. Who takes from the wealth of Allah and His Messenger unjustly, meaning he adopt wrong way in acquiring this world, then they will get nothing the day they will meet Allah. So they got deceived of this worldly life. They wanted everything here. Then what they will get in the hereafter on the day of judgment? Nothing. So reality of this life, no matter how much a person has, how enjoyable, how delicious it may be, it comes to an end. Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith is from Musnad Ahmad, the food of the son of Adam is example of the world. No matter how flavor it has, you prepare, see what it is the outcome. You see what will be the end result of that. So here in ayah number 34, indeed Allah alone has knowledge of the hour and sends down the rain and knows what is in the womb, and no soul perceive what it will earn tomorrow, and no soul perceives in what land it will die. Indeed, Allah is knowing and acquainted. So don't forget Him. Don't be deceived by this worldly life. Allah knows. Don't forget. And Allah is knowing of everything. So here we end the Suratul Luqman, and we learned so many things in Suratul Luqman. May Allah guide us all. So here the most important thing we learned was about the hikmah and lahwul hadith. Jazakallah khair.